There was a man whose name is revered by Jews, Christians, and Muslims alike. He was born into slavery among a people who had been held captive by the Egypt of the pharaohs for 400 years. He led a rebellion against the world's greatest empire and handed down a moral law that has stood the test of thousands of years. His name was Moses.
Well, the dream, O Pharaoh, it comes from Ra himself.
What does it mean?
A time of danger approaches for you and for Egypt. The danger comes from a slave child.
Quickly.
A child who will become a prince of Egypt.
And then?
Bring down both horse and rider.
Where can this child be found? Where can this child be found?
A boy.
Aaron, meet your brother.
Kill all the newborn males! All of them!
I won't let them take him. The basket. I'll hide him in the reeds by the river.
If they catch you, they'll kill us all. You'd sacrifice their lives for his.
Forgive me. Forgive us.
Set adrift on the Nile by his birth mother, he was found by a princess of the royal household.
Are you mad? This is a slave child.
I don't care. I was meant to find him.
The Pharaoh had all the slaves, male infants killed. He had a dream that one of them would lead a rebellion against the throne.
But really, I didn't find him. He found me.
You cannot let him live.
I shall call him Moses.
What if he is the one who's destined to bring down the Pharaoh? If power is meant to change hands, if this child, if he is the future, if he is the chosen one, then he will bring wealth and power to those he thinks of as his family. You saved his life. He must know that. He must know what he owes you and me. Send someone to ask if any of the slaves will be a wet nest for a newborn child. His mother will say yes.
What if it's a trap?
We have to risk it. For his sake.
Tell her you will take the child back when it's safe. Until then, she's to care for it as if it's her own.
When I give him back to you, promise. Promise that he'll know those are his people too.
No.
The princess gave birth to another son, Menerith, but she loved Moses no less.
Put your full weight behind it. Right, once again.
The brothers grew up as children of privilege, trained to take their place among the many princes of Egypt. As part of their education, they were taught the hidden mysteries of the House of the Dead and of the sun god Ra and the many other gods of Egypt.
You may want to cover your noses and your mouths.
Prince Moses. You there, back to work.
A man is but a shell, given the breath of life by the gods. And when that breath is taken away from him, this is all that remains.
How many gods are there in the world?
Oh, as many gods as there are nations, as many gods as there are men.
Who made the gods?
I'm afraid I don't understand your question.
Where did they come from?
They just are. They are part of the natural order of things. Look long enough, and very soon what happens? The stars begin to make patterns, And it's possible to understand those patterns and predict how they might change in time. You're princes of Egypt, not barbarians. You need to know these things.
No.
Loyalty is a wonderful quality, Prince Moses, but you'd be better served curbing that temper of yours.
You can't catch me. Come back here.
All this time, the child had been unaware of the dark secret of his birth.
I have to tell him,
Why must you?
because I made a promise.
I'm gonna kill you.
You've always known that you and Menareth weren't brothers. At least not by blood.
I know you adopted me.
And I know that two brothers have never been closer. But now you have to know the rest.
Moses.
This is your father. I'm Jochebed, your mother. This is your sister Miriam, and that's Aaron, your elder brother. When you were born, it was too dangerous to keep you. We had to give you up.
There was nothing else we could do.
I held you at my breast until you were old enough to walk. Then I gave you back to her.
Why?
We didn't just want to save your life. We wanted it to be a good one. We wanted at least one of our children to have more than this.
But you gave me away.
Oh, it was because we loved you. Oh, my son. Oh, my child.
The princess promised that we could tell you where you came from. That's all we want. That you should know. Then you can forget about us.
Inside lies the man who led us here, Joseph. His brothers sold him as a slave. He rose to become the Pharaoh's chief minister and brought us here to Egypt. But when that Pharaoh died, they enslaved us and kept us here. Do you hear that? That's the wind from the desert. That's where we came from. Men talk of the glories of Egypt, the things Egypt has built. But all of it stands on the bones of our people, is held together by our blood.
Is he one of your gods?
We don't worship a corpse, no matter how illustrious.
Then where are your gods? Did the Egyptian ones defeat them?
At one time, we believed in a god, a powerful one, the only one. But he hasn't spoken in all these years.
Is he dead?
Some people say that.
No. No, that's not true.
Then where is he? What has he done for us? Why does he let this happen to us?
won't send me away to live like that, to be a
No.
slave.
You're a prince of Egypt. Your life was saved for a reason, Moses. You have a great future awaiting you. Forget about today. It was a mistake or a nightmare. Yes. Yes, it had to be a nightmare. You'll forget about it by morning. This is where you belong. This is who you are. Do you see a slave child there? A descendant of some sheep herder from the desert? Or do you see a prince? A prince who might one day become Pharaoh of Egypt?
You should marry and build your own palace, Moses. Join me on the next campaign and see how a soldier lives.
In time, perhaps.
You have to get out into the desert where the god Set rules before you get too soft for city living.
What is he a god of? Thirst, hunger, and slow death? No, thank you. I like the city. All a civilized man needs is here.
I have to get my men ready for review. Forget the desert. You're much more at home in a library or a marble bath.
Come here. What's the matter? Don't you like me?
No, no! Please, please, please! Have mercy
Get
on her!
out of my way.
Please don't hurt her!
Get out of my way.
She's my wife!
you
Please have mercy
scum.
on her!
Dog!
You can watch. It'll be even sweeter.
Leave her alone.
My prince.
I said leave her alone.
She's only a slave. What would it matter, Prince? She'd probably enjoy it.
Why did you do that? Why did you kill a man for punishing a slave?
I was angry. No one should be treated like that.
The body's been found. Pharaoh's given orders for your arrest. You have to leave.
I won't let them take you.
You don't have any choice. He has to leave now, immediately.
Why don't you ask your slaves to protect you?
I don't want to bring trouble to them.
No, you'd rather bring trouble here.
Go now.
Could I stand by and do nothing? Could I?
He was a slave.
Run. Go to your desert and die. And while you're dying, think of what you've thrown away. Think of the destiny that awaited you here.
I'll come and find you. Bring you food and water.
No. No, I won't let you risk your life for me.
We're brothers, don't forget that.
I'll never see you again.
You can't survive out there. You of all people.
I don't belong there.
I don't belong anywhere. They should have let me die that night when the soldiers came. Why did I live and so many others die?
Wait! The nights are cold.
We were here first.
Think I care?
I said we were here first.
I told you to go! Stop! You there!
Take your flock away.
You could have been killed in a quarrel that wasn't yours.
When a man hasn't mastered his temper, he'll find a quarrel anywhere.
My father will wish to thank you anyway. Unless you have some place, someone to journey to.
Egyptian.
I don't know what I am.
But you've lived in Egypt.
Yes.
Never liked cities. Especially theirs. Unnatural. Make you soft. Make you crazy.
In the cities, they say the desert does that. Makes men mad. If you can even find a way to survive in it.
Survive. It's got all you need. Not much more than that, true, but all you need. Just have to look. 7 daughters. Thought it was a curse. What did I do to deserve it?